'Tis the season. 'Tis the season. What's going on, everybody? James with That's Right Lawn Care. It is almost that time of season. Well, for a lot of us in the area, it is that time of season. We're going to start doing some aeration, some overseeding. I don't do dethatching, but I know a lot of people do dethatching. I couldn't ever get a market for it in my area. I tried selling it several times and it just didn't happen. So if it ends up coming up, those pull behind dethatchers are pretty cheap, so I'll just go buy one. But I actually sold mine at the beginning of the year just because I didn't need one. So I've got some seed, I've got some starter fertilizer, and I've got some lime under there, and we're gonna move all this into the shed. But first, before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put my aerator mount on the Skag V-Ride 2. So as you can see, we've got two tie down holes right here for strapping this to your trailer for transport or whatever. And a buddy of mine and I came up with an idea, and we just used some angle iron and a welder and created this little aerator attachment, or attachment bar. So the way this works is you just put it right there. Excuse the spider webs. This thing's been sitting since last year. And just goes like that, lines up. I've got the bolt sitting right there on the fender. And got your hole right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this put on. Take my bolt, go in from this side. And get that first one started. Then we come to the next side. And we just tighten everything up. And there we go. Super simple, super easy to install. A single bar piece. And I'm pretty sure the only reason Skag doesn't make these is because it's such a safety issue. Because if you get your foot caught down there and you trip, that leg's gonna break. Instead of going to rent a stand-on aerator or buy a stand-on aerator, they could hook this up to the back of their machine and literally tow anything that they needed to. So the only reason I wouldn't patent this and try and sell it is because I believe I would have so many broken legs on my hands. But this is me. This is my machine, this is my tow bar, and this is my business. So I can do what I want. Best believe that. So yeah, that's it. That's the tow bar attachment for the Skag V-Ride 2. Now if you're interested in the design or anything on this this bar here, I can pretty much hook you up with dimensions or anything like that. Just reach out to me on Instagram or whatever, and I'll be happy to share with you the dimensions and how much angle iron you're going to end up needing, which a 5-foot stick would cover it. And you just make your cuts, and I can show you how the cuts are and everything, but we're not going to go too into detail on that one. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and grab the aerator and load it up, pull this thing around a little bit, just kind of show you how it works. Here we go. All right, so pretty much just as you'd see it like a Lowe's or Home Depot garden tractor, they all pretty much come standard, or are going to come standard, with some type of hitch point. Now most of the attachments you will see being pulled are going to have a hitch similar to this. So that's pretty much self-explanatory. Pulls right up, and you throw your pin in there. Just like so. Alright, so what I will be pulling this year for my aerations is a 48-inch AgriFab core aerator. It's pretty simple to use. What I like to do is just I'll get 2 bags of play sand and I'll put one here and one there. And depending on the hill, and that's another good thing about having a stand-on mower with a pull-behind aerator. A lot of stand-on aerators, they don't do very well on hills. Usually because they got those small tires. But I've been able to do some pretty steep hills with this and the aerator. And it's pretty simple. Right now it's in transport mode. As you can see, the knives are not touching the ground. Pull this down. They are in the ground. In the ground, ready to pull some plugs. So let's take a couple laps around the yard. I'm not even going to put any weight on there. We've got some pretty wet soil because we have had a couple of days of rain, but I'm just going to run this around the yard a couple of times, and you can see how well it works. Alright guys, as y'all can see, I mean, we're not pulling up too much of a plug right now just because I don't have any weight on the back end. If I had some weight on there, it would be sinking right now because the ground's so wet. It's like mud. But that's pretty much my rig, what I roll with. That's how we pull our plugs. Now really the only difference between this stand-on setup with a pull-behind aerator and a true stand-on aerator is you can adjust your dial, adjust your graphs on the screen. You can adjust your pressure and pretty much set how deep you want those plugs to come out, how much you want them to come out. And then of course you'll also have to judge the ground and just see how much you're actually getting out of your plugger. So, and of course with this, I mean, it's all in a matter of throwing on another 50-pound bag of sand or 2. Just really depends on the soil conditions that day, and you know what kind of dirt you're dealing with, whether it be a lot of clay, or if you're dealing with some sandy soils. Of course, for our area, it's mostly clay, but these punch the crap out of clay. And usually when I've got 100 pounds sitting on the back of it, I'm pulling 2 to 3 inch plugs. And right now with no weight, we're getting 1/2 inch to 1 inch, which really isn't bad. I mean, that's breaking the ground surface and everything, but it's not really getting as deep as you need to be going for aerating. So a little backstory behind this pull behind aerator. I was up in Lowe's one day and I saw it sitting out next to some clearance stuff. And one of the guys was actually walking through at the time I saw it, and I asked him, I said, "Hey man, so what's the deal with the core aerator you got sitting out there?" He said, "Well, customer bought it and put it together and it was missing a knife. So they brought it back." For me, I'd be thinking, you know, if it was missing a knife, I'd just order a knife. Well, I think they had it at like $240 something or something like that for a brand new one, or this one was sitting out for $175. Got online, ordered the knife, it was like $8. So I got this thing pretty much $185. $250 piece of equipment. Pretty happy with that. Alright guys, so this is going to be my setup for aeration season. I've got the Skag V-Rod 2, my tow bar, my 48-inch AgriFab aerator, core aerator, the Echo RB80 seed spreader, and this is just a backup that I actually found on the side of the road and had a for free sign on it, so I said for free. Only thing's wrong with it is this handle's missing, but as you can see, you can just take your hand and pull it like that, and that is just a backup, like I said. This one still works 100%, no problems. Just bought it brand new last year, actually after the season. So we will be using, of course, the Echo mainly, but if I have somebody helping me during aeration season, this will come in handy. I mean, it still functions as it should. It's only just missing that handle. And really not too worried about it. It works good. It locks. Everything works. Well guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that video of my aeration overseeding setup for 2020. The crazy year of 2020. I can see 2020 vision. I actually have really good vision. Don't wear contacts. My wife actually just got some contacts, and she's not very good at putting those in or taking them out yet. had to coach her through it last night and help her with it, but yeah, we were able to get them out. So hope y'all enjoyed that. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be running. Let me know down in the comments what y'all are going to be running for aeration overseeding this year. What kind of seed you're running. Of course, let me know the location you're in and usually like what time of year y'all do it. But right now, last year, 2019, we didn't aerate and overseed until the end of October, just because it was so hot during October. I mean, it was 90s, high 80s up until October 20-something. Right after GIE is when we aerated last year. And, you know, it's kind of crazy. We're doing it almost a month ahead of time now. The season's here. I'm kind of happy for it. Mowing is slowing down. I've actually got some customers that are like, we can, you know, skip a week or whatever. And at this point in time, you know, it's usually I'm like, okay, I can squeeze in an aeration here, I can squeeze in an aeration there. You know, I'm able to do that. I'm able to push some yards together and do a day of aeration. You know, it just kind of all plays in. The leaves are starting to fall, so there's going to be leaf cleanups and stuff coming up soon. Some of my customers will actually just continue every 2 weeks, or if they're weekly customers, they'll do every 2 weeks, as long as the grass isn't growing, just to keep those leaves cleaned up. Keep it looking tidy, usually until the end of October. And then I've got some customers that'll go out through November, just every 2 weeks or whatever, just to keep it cleaned up. And then, of course, I've got customers that wait until all the leaves fall, and then we do the big leaf cleanup. And that's usually pretty penny. I don't mind doing those because they pay well, and you know, it's a lot of work, especially getting all those leaves out. But that's usually some of my favorite work, because you get to see the big transformation of, hey, there's leaves on the ground, to, hey, there's no leaves on the ground, or leaves on the roof, or leaves in the flower beds, or, you know, whatever it may be. Just a good cleanup like that, I like to see the transformation. And of course, I'm going to try and get some videos of some good leaf cleanups this year. I know I'm going to have them. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Guys, don't forget, we are doing sticker swaps. I've still got a ton of stickers left. I've still got a ton of room up on the board. I've still got another board I can go buy to put more stickers on, of course. Be happy to do a sticker swap with anybody in here. Hit me up on Instagram if you're going to. I wouldn't share your address in the comments or anything like that. But my P.O. box is in the description below. More than welcome to mail me one, and I will mail you one back to that address. Or just reach me on Instagram, and we can take care of it that way. Got a lot of nice stickers up here on this board. A lot of them. But I could use some more. I'll take some more. That's about going to wrap it up, guys. I hope y'all have an awesome Friday. I hope y'all have an awesome weekend. I'm going to go ahead and get all this seed, fertilizer, and lime put in the shed. Just in case it rains again, I ain't going to have to worry about it. It's not going to be sitting in the back of my truck. Before we end, Big shout out to Life with T Will, Big T Will. We did a hat swap. He's a local. Hooked him up with a hat. He hooked me up with a hat. If y'all ain't following him on Instagram and YouTube, go check him out. Life with T Will. It's T Will Lawn Care. So we're gonna wrap it up right here, guys. Hope y'all have an awesome Friday. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Shoot me a thumbs up. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Perfect.